Hey, welcome back to Yehusha's Glory. If you were here a minute ago and it said we were going on to chapter 85, my data card in the camera got full. Went ahead and switched it out. We're going to pick it up right here and now. Page 457, book of Jasher, chapter 85. And King Arad the Canaanite, who dwelt in the Negev, heard that Israel had come by the way of the spies. And he arranged his forces to fight against Israel, and the children of Israel were greatly afraid of him, for he had a great and heavy army. So the children of Israel resolved to return to Mitzrayim. And the children of Israel turned back about the distance of 3 days' journey unto Moseroth and Bene Yahakan, for they were greatly afraid on account of the king Arad. Now, and the children of Israel would not get back to their places, so they remained in Bene Yakan for 30 days. And when the children of Levi saw that the children of Israel would not turn back, they were jealous for the sake of Yahuwah. And they rose up and fought against Israel, their brethren, and slew of them a great body, and forced them to turn back to their places, to their place, Mount Hor. And when they returned, King Arad was still arranging his host for battle against Israel. And Israel vowed a vow, saying, if you will deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of Israel, and he delivered the Canaanite into their hand, and he utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Kormah. And the children of Israel journeyed from Mount Hor and pitched in Ovath. And they journeyed from Ovath, and they pitched at Iveh Halvarim, in the border of Moab. And the children of Israel sent to Moab, saying, let us pass now through your land into our place. But the children of Moab would not suffer the children of Israel to pass through their land, for the children of Moab were greatly afraid, lest the children of Israel should do unto them as Sihon, king of the Emrim, had done to them, who had taken their land and had slain many of them. Therefore Moab would not suffer Israel to pass through his land, and Yahuwah commanded the children of Israel, saying that they should not fight against Moab. So Israel removed from Moab, and the children of Israel journeyed from the border of Moab, and they came to the other side of Arnon, the border of Moab, between Moab and Emrim, and they pitched in the border of Sihon, king of the Emrim, in the wilderness of Kedemoth. And the children of Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Emrim, saying, let us pass through your land. We will not turn into the fields or into the vineyards. We will go along by the king's highway until we shall have passed your border. But Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass. So Sihon collected all the people of the Emrim and went forth into the wilderness to meet the children of Israel. And he fought against Israel in Yahatz. And Yahuwah delivered Sihon, king of the Emrim, into the hand of the children of Israel. And Israel smote all the people of Sihon with the edge of a sword, and avenged the costs of Moab. And the children of Israel took possession of the land of Sihon from Aram unto Jabbok, unto the children of Ammon, and they took all the spoil of the cities, and Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all the cities of the Emrim. And all the children of Israel resolved to fight against the children of Ammon, to take their land also. So Yahuwah said to the children of Israel, do not besiege the children of Ammon, neither stir up battle against them, for I will give nothing to you of their land. And the children of Israel hearkened to the word of Yahuwah, and did not fight against the children of Ammon. And the children of Israel turned and went up by the way of Bashan to the land of Og, king of Bashan. And Og, the king of Bashan, went out to meet Israel in battle, and he had with him many valiant men and a very strong force from the people of the Emrim. And Og, king of Bashan, was a very powerful man, but Naaron, his son, was exceedingly powerful, even stronger than he was. And Og said in his heart, behold, now the whole camp of Israel takes up a space of 3 parsa. Now will I smite them at once without sword or spear. And Og went up Mount Yahatz, and took therefrom one large stone, the length of which was 3 parsa, and he placed it on his head, and resolved to throw it upon the camp of the children of Israel, to smite all Israel with that stone. And the angel of Yahuwah came and pierced the stone upon the head of Og, and the stone fell upon the neck of Og, that Og fell to the earth on account of the weight of the stone upon his neck. At that time Yahuwah said to the children of Israel, Be not afraid of him, for I have given him and all his people and all his land into your hand, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon. And Moshe went down to him with a small number of the children of Israel, and Moshe smote Og with a stick at the ankles of his feet, and slew him. The children of Israel afterward pursued the children of Og and all his people, and they beat and destroyed them till there was no remnant left of them. Moshe afterward sent some of the children of Israel to spy out Jazer, for Jazer was a very famous city, and the spies went to Jazer and explored it, and the spies trusted in Yahuwah, and they fought against the men of Jazer. And these men took Jazer and its villages, and Yahuwah delivered them into their hand, and they drove out the Amorim who had been there. And the children of Israel took the land of the 2 kings of the Amorim, 60 cities, which were on the other side of Yarden, from the brook of Arnon unto Mount Chermon. And the children of Israel journeyed and came into the plain of Moab, which is on this side of Yarden by Jericho. And the children of Moab heard all the evil which the children of Israel had done to the 2 kings of the Amorim, to Sihon and Og. So all the men of Moab were greatly afraid of Israel. And the elders of Moab said, Behold, the 2 kings of the Amorim, Sihon and Og, who were more powerful than all the kings of the earth, could not stand against the children of Israel. How then can we stand before them? And surely they sent us a message before now to pass through our land on their way, and we would not suffer them. Now they will turn upon us with their heavy swords and destroy us. And Moab was distressed on account of the children of Israel, and they were greatly afraid of them, and they counseled together what was to be done to the children of Israel. And the elders of Moab resolved, and took one of their men, Balak, the son of Zippor, the Moabi, and made him king over them at that time. And Balak was a very wise man. And the elders of Moab rose up and sent to the children of Midian to make peace with them. For a great battle and enmity had been in those days between Moab and Midian, from the days of Hadad, the son of Bedad, king of Edom, who smote Midian in the field of Moab unto these days. And the children of Moab sent to the children of Midian, and they made peace with them. And the elders of Midian came to the land of Moab to make peace in behalf of the children of Midian. And the elders of Moab counseled with the elders of Midian what to do in order to save their lives from Israel. And all the children of Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now therefore the children of Israel lick up all that are around about us, and the ox licks up the grass of the field. For thus they do to the 2 kings. So for thus did they do to the 2 kings of the Amorim, who are stronger than we are. And the elders of Midian said to Moab, We have heard that at the time when Sihon, king of the Amorim, fought against you, when he prevailed over you and took your land, he had sent to Beor, the son of Janus, and to Bilam, his son, from Aram Naharim, and they came and cursed you. Therefore did the hand of Sihon prevail over you, that he took your land. Now, therefore send you also to Bilam his son, for he still remains in his land, and give him his hire, that he may come and curse all the people of whom you are afraid. So the elders of Moab heard this thing, and it pleased them to send to Bilam the son of Beor. So Balak, the son of Zippor, king of Moab, sent messengers to Bilam, saying, Behold, there is a people come out from Mitzrayim. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Now therefore come and curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Peradventure I shall prevail to fight against them and drive them out. For I heard that he Whom you bless is blessed, and whom you curse is cursed. So the messengers of Balak went to Balaam, and brought Balaam to curse the people to fight against Moab. And Balaam came to Balak to curse Israel, and Yahusha said to Balaam, Curse not this people, for it is blessed. And Balak urged Balaam day by day to curse Israel, but Balaam hearkened not to Balak on account of the word of Yehusha, which he had spoken to Balaam. And when Balak saw that Balaam would not accede to his wish, he rose up and went home, and Balaam also returned to his land, and he went from there to Midian. And the children of Israel journeyed from the plain of Moab, and pitched by Yarden, from Beit Hareshimoth even unto Hevel Shittim, at the end of the plains of Moab. And when the children of Israel abode in the plain of Shittim, they began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And the children of Israel approached Moab, and the children of Moab pitched their tents opposite to the camp of the children of Israel. And the children of Moab were afraid of the children of Israel, and the children of Moab took all their daughters and their women of beautiful aspect and comely appearance, and dressed them in gold and silver and costly garments. And the children of Moab seated these women at the door of their tents, in order that the children of Israel might see them and turn to them, and not fight against Moab. And all the children of Moab did this thing to the children of Israel, and every man placed his woman and daughter at the door of his tent. And all the children of Israel saw the act of the children of Moab, and the children of Israel turned to the daughters of Moab and coveted them, and they went to them. And it came to pass that when an ivory came to the door of the tent of Moab, and saw a daughter of Moab, and desired her in his heart, and spoke with her at the door of the tent that which he desired, while they were speaking together, the men of the tent would come out and speak to the ivory like unto these words: Surely you know that we are brethren. We are all the descendants of Lot, and the descendants of Abraham his brother. Wherefore then will you not remain with us? And wherefore will you not eat our bread and our sacrifice? And when the children of Moab had thus overwhelmed him with their speeches, and enticed him by their flattering words, they seated him in the tent, and cooked, and sacrificed for him, and he ate of their sacrifice, and of their bread. They then gave him wine, and he drank, and became intoxicated, and they placed before him a beautiful damsel, and he did with her as he liked, for he knew not what he was doing, as he had drunk plentifully of wine. Thus did the children of Moab to Israel in that place, in the plain of Shittim, and the anger of Yahusha was kindled against Israel on account of this matter, and he sent a pestilence among them. And there died of Israel 24,000 men. Now there was a man of the children of Shimon, whose name was Zimri, the son of Kalu, who connected himself with the Midianite Cosbi, the daughter of Sur, king of Midian, in the sight of all the children of Israel. And Pinatkach, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw this wicked thing which Zimri had done, and he took a spear and rose up and went after them and pierced them both and slew them, and the pestilence ceased from the children of Israel. Now we're on chapter 86. At that time, after the pestilence, Yahusha said to Moshe and to Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Number the heads of the whole community of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward, all that went forth in the army. And Moshe and Eleazar numbered the children of Israel after their families, and the number of all Israel was 700,730. And the number of the children of Levi from 1 month old and upward was 23,000, and amongst these there was not a man of those numbered by Moshe and Aaron in the wilderness of Sinai. For Yahusha had Yahuwah had told them that they would die in the wilderness, so they all died, and not one had been left of them excepting Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, and Yehusha, the son of Nun. And it was after this that Yahuwah said to Moshe, Say unto the children of Israel to avenge upon Midian the cause of their brethren, the children of Israel. And Moshe did so, and the children of Israel chose from amongst them 12,000 men, being 1,000 to a tribe. And they went to Midian, and the children of Israel warred against Midian, and they slew every male. Also the 5 princes of Midian, and Balaam, the son of Beor, did they slay with the sword. And the children of Israel took the women of Midian captive, with their little ones and their cattle, and all belonging to them, and they took all the spoil and all the prey, and they brought it to Moshe and to Eleazar to the plains of Moab. And Moshe and Eleazar and all the princes of the assembly went forth to meet them with joy, and they divided all the spoil of Midian, and the children of Israel had been revenged upon Midian for the cause of their brethren, the children of Israel. Chapter 87. At that time, Yahuwah said to Moshe, Behold, your days are approaching to an end. Take now Yehusha, the son of Nun, your servant, and place him in the tabernacle, and I will command him. And Moshe did so. And Yahuwah appeared in the tabernacle in a pillar of cloud, and the pillar of cloud stood at the entrance of the tabernacle. And Yahuwah commanded Yehusha, the son of Nun, and said unto him, Be strong and courageous, for you shall bring the children of Israel to the land which I swore to give them, and I will be with you. And Moshe said to Yehusha, Be strong and courageous, for you will make the children of Israel inherit the land, and Yahuwah will be with you. He will not leave you nor forsake you. Be not afraid nor disheartened. And Moshe called to all the children of Israel and said to them, You have seen all the good which Yahuwah Elohika has done for you in the wilderness. Now therefore observe all the words of this Torah, and walk in the way of Yahuwah Elohika. Turn not from the way which Yahuwah has commanded you, either to the right or to the left. And Moshe taught the children of Israel commandments and judgments and Torah to do in the land as Yahuwah had commanded him. And he taught them the way of Yahuwah and his Torah. Behold, they are written upon the sefer of the Torah of Elohim, which he gave to the children of Israel by the hand of Moshe. And Moshe finished commanding the children of Israel, and Yahuwah said to him, saying, Go up to the Mount Avarim, and die there. And be gathered unto your people, as Aaron your brother was gathered. And Moshe went up as Yahuwah had commanded him, and he died there in the land of Moab, by the order of Yahuwah, in the 40th year from Israel going forth from the land of Mitzrayim. And the children of Israel wept for Moshe in the plains of Moab for 30 days. And the days of weeping and mourning for Moshe were completed. Chapter 88. And it was after the death of Moshe that Yahuwah said to Yehusha, the son of Nun, saying, Rise up and pass the Yarden to the land which I have given to the children of Israel, and you shall make the children of Israel inherit the land. Every place upon which the sole of your feet shall tread shall belong to you, from the wilderness of Lebanon unto the great river, the river of Parath, shall be your boundary. No man shall stand up against you all the days of your life. As I was with Moshe, so will I be with you. Only be strong and of good courage to observe all the Torah which Moshe commanded you. Turn not from the way either to the right or to the left, in order that you may prosper in all that you do. And Yehusha commanded the officers of Israel, saying, Pass through the camp and command the people, saying, Prepare for yourselves provisions, for in 3 days more you will pass the Yarden to possess the land. And the officers of the children of Israel did so, and they commanded the people, and they did all that Yehusha had commanded. And Yehusha sent 2 men to spy out the land of Jericho. And the men went and spied out Jericho, and at the end of 7 days they came to Yehusha in the camp and said to him, Yahuwah has delivered the whole land into our hand, and the inhabitants thereof are melted with fear because of us. And it came to pass after that that Yehusha rose up in the morning, and all Israel with him, and they journeyed from Shittim, and Yehusha and all Israel with him passed the Jordan. And Yehusha was 82 years old when he passed the Jordan with Israel. And the people went up from Jordan on the 10th day of the first month, and they encamped in Gilgal at the eastern corner of Jericho. And the children of Israel kept the Pekach in Gilgal, in the plains of Jericho, on the 14th day at the month, as it is written in the Torah of Moshe. And the manna ceased at that time on the morrow of the Pekach, and there was no more manna for the children of Israel, and they ate of the produce of the land of Canaan. And Jericho was entirely closed against the children of Israel. No one came out or went in. And it was in the second month, on the first day of the month, that Yahuwah said to Yehusha, "Rise up, behold, I have given Jericho into your hand with all the people thereof, and all your fighting men shall go round the city once each day. Thus shall you do for 6 days. And the priests shall blow upon shofars. And when you shall hear the sound of the shofar, all the people shall give a great shouting, that the walls of the city shall fall down. All the people shall go up, every man against his opponent." And Yehusha did so according to all that Yahuwah had commanded him. And on the 7th day they went round the city 7 times, and the priests blew upon shofars. And at the 7th round Yehusha said to the people, "Shout, for Yahuwah has delivered the whole city into our hands. Only the city and all that it contains shall be accursed to Yahuwah, and guard yourself from the accursed thing, lest you make the camp of Israel accursed and trouble it. But all the silver and gold and brass and iron shall be consecrated to Yahuwah. They shall come into the treasury of Yahuwah." And the people blew upon shofars and made a great shouting, and the walls of Jericho fell down, and all the people went up, every man straight before him, and they took the city and utterly destroyed all that was in it, both man and woman, young and old, ox, sheep, ass, and with the edge of the sword. And they burned the whole city with fire. Only the vessels of silver and gold and brass and iron they put into the treasury of Yahuwah. And Yahuwah swore at that time, saying, "Cursed be the man who builds Jericho. He shall lay the foundation thereof in his firstborn, and in his youngest son shall he set up the gates thereof." And Achan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zavdi, the son of Zerach, son of Yehuda, dealt treacherously in the accursed thing. And he took of the accursed thing and hid it in the tent. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against Israel, and it was after this, when the children of Israel had returned from burning Jericho, Yehusha sent men to spy out also Ai, and to fight against it. The men went up and spied out Ai, and they returned and said, "Let not all the people go up with you to Ai, only let about 3,000 men go up and smite the city, for the men thereof are but few." And Yehusha did so, and there went up with him of the children of Israel about 3,000 men, and they fought against the men of Ai, and the battle was severe against Israel. And the men of Ai smote 36 men of Israel, and the children of Israel fled from before the men of Ai. And when Yehusha saw this thing, he tore his garments and fell upon his face to the ground before Yahuwah, he with the elders of Israel, and they put dust upon their heads. And Yehusha said, "Why, O Yahuwah, did you bring this people over the Jordan? What shall I say after Israel has turned their backs against their enemies? Now therefore all the Canaanite inhabitants of the land will hear this thing and surround us and cut off our name." And Yahuwah said to Yehusha, "Why do you fall upon your face? Rise, get you off. For Israel has sinned and taken of the accursed thing. I will no more be with them unless they destroy the accursed thing from amongst them." And Yehusha rose up and assembled the people and brought the Urim by the order of Yahuwah, and the tribe of Yehuda was taken. And Achan, the son of Carmi, was taken. And Yehusha said to Achan, tell me, my son, what have you done? And Achan said, I saw amongst the spoil a goodly garment of Shinar, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight. I coveted them, and took them, and behold, they are all hid in the earth, in the midst of the tent. And Yehusha sent men who went and took them from the tent of Achan, and they brought them to Yehusha. And Yehusha took Achan and these utensils, and his sons and daughters, and all belonging to him, and they brought them into the valley of Achor. And Yehusha burned them there with fire, and all Israel stoned Achan with stones. And they raised over him a heap of stones. Therefore did he call that place the valley of Achor. So Yahuwah's anger was appeased. And Yehusha afterward came to the city and fought against it. And Yahuwah said to Yehusha, fear not, neither be dismayed. Behold, I have given into your hand Ai, her king, and her people. And you shall do unto them as you did to Jericho and her king. Only the spoil thereof and the cattle thereof shall you take for a prey for yourselves. Lay on ambush for the city behind it. So Yehusha did according to the word of Yahuwah, and he chose from amongst the sons of war 30,000 valiant men, and he sent them, and they lay in ambush for the city, and he commanded them, saying, when you shall see us, we will flee before them with cunning, and they will pursue us. You shall then rise out of the ambush and take the city. And they did so. And Yehusha fought, and the men of the city went out toward Yisrael, not knowing that they were lying in ambush for them behind the city. And Yehusha and all Israel feigned themselves wearied out before men, and they fled by the way of the wilderness with cunning. And the men of Ai gathered all the people who were in the city to pursue Yisrael, and they went out and were drawn away from the city. Not one remained, and they left the city open and pursued Yisrael. And those who were lying in ambush rose up out of their places and hastened to come to the city and took it and set it on fire. And the men of Ai turned back, and behold, the smoke of the city ascended to the skies, and they had no means of retreating, either one way or the other. And all the men of Ai were in the midst of Israel, some on this side and some on that side, and they smote them so that not one of them remained. And the children of Israel took Melosh, king of Ai, alive, and they brought him to Yehusha, and Yehusha hanged him on a tree, and he died. And the children of Israel returned to the city after having burned it, and they smote all those that were in it with the edge of the sword. And the number of those that had fallen of the men of Ai, both man and woman, was 12,000. Only the cattle and the spoil of the city they took to themselves according to the word of Yahuwah to Yehusha. And all the kings on this side Yarden, all the kings of Canaan, heard of the evil which the children of Israel had done to Jericho and unto Ai, and they gathered themselves together to fight against Israel. Only the inhabitants of Givon were greatly afraid of fighting against Israel, lest they should perish. So they acted cunningly, and they came to Yehusha and to all Israel, and said unto them, we have come from a distant land, now therefore make a covenant with us. And the inhabitants of Givon overreached the children of Israel, and the children of Israel made a covenant with them, and they made peace with them. And the princes of the assembly swore unto them. But afterward, the children of Israel knew that they were neighbors to them, and were dwelling amongst them. But the children of Israel slew them not, for they had sworn to them by Yahuwah, and they became hewers of wood and drawers of water. And Yehusha said to them, why did you deceive me to do this thing to us? And they answered him, because it was told to your servants all that you had done to all the kings of the Amorim, and we were greatly afraid of our lives, and we did this thing. And Yehusha appointed them on that day to hew wood and to draw water, and he divided them for slaves to all the tribes of Israel. And when Adoni-Sedek, king of Jerusalem, heard all that the children of Israel had done to Jericho and unto Ai, he sent to Hoam, king of Chevron, and to Purim, king at Yarmuth, and to Yaphiah, king of Lachish, and to Devir, king of Eglon, saying, Come up to me and help me, that we may smite the children of Israel and the inhabitants of Givon, who have made peace with the children of Israel. And they gathered themselves together, and the 5 kings of the Amorim went up with all their camps, a mighty people, numerous as sands of the seashore. And all these kings came and encamped before Givon, and they began to fight against the inhabitants of Givon. And all the men of Givon sent to Yehusha, saying, Come up quickly to us and help us, for all the kings of the Amorim have gathered together to fight against us. And Yehusha and all the fighting people went up from Gilgal, and Yehusha came suddenly to them and smote these 5 kings with a great slaughter. And Yahuwah confounded them before the children of Israel, who smote them with a terrible slaughter in Givon, and pursued them along the way that goes up to Beit Coron unto Makkedah, and they fled from before the children of Israel. And while they were fleeing, Yahuwah sent upon them hailstones from heaven. And more of them died by the hailstones than by the slaughter of the children of Israel. And the children of Israel pursued them, and they still smote them in the road, going on and smiting them. And when they were smiting, the day was declining toward evening, and Yehusha said in the sight of all the people, Sun, stand you still upon Givon, and you, moon, in the valley of Ayalon, until the nation shall have revenged itself upon its enemies. And Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of Yehusha, and the sun stood still in the midst of the heavens, and it stood still 36 moments. And the moon also stood still, and hastened not to go down a whole day. And there was no day like that before it or after it, that Yahuwah hearkened to the voice of a man. For Yahuwah fought for Yisrael. We're on chapter 89. Then spoke Yehusha this song on the day that Yahuwah had given the Amorim into the hand of Yehusha and the children of Israel. And he said in the sight of all Israel, You have done mighty things, O Yahuwah, you have performed great deeds. Who is like unto you? My lips shall sing to your name. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, I will sing a new song unto you. With thanksgiving will I sing to you. You are the strength of my Yeshua. All the kings of the earth shall praise you. The princes of the world shall sing to you. The children of Israel shall rejoice in your Yeshua. They shall sing and praise your power. To you, O Yahuwah, did we confide. We said, You are our Elohim, for you were our shelter and strong tower against our enemies. To you we cried, and were not ashamed. In you we trusted, and were delivered. When we cried unto you, you did hear our voice. You did deliver our souls from the sword. You did show us your grace. You did give unto us your Yeshua. You did rejoice our hearts with your strength. You did go forth for our Yeshua. With your arm did you redeem your people. You did answer us from the heavens of your holiness. You did save us from 10,000s of people. The sun and moon stood still in heaven, and you did stand in your wrath against our oppressors, and did command your judgments over them. All the princes of the earth stood up. The kings of the nations had gathered themselves together. They were not moved at your presence. They desired your battles. You did rise against them in your anger, and did bring down your wrath upon them. You did destroy them in your anger, and cut them off in your heart. Nations have been consumed with your fury. Kingdoms have declined because of your wrath. You did wound kings in the day of your anger. You did pour out your fury upon them. Your wrathful anger took hold of them. You did turn their iniquity upon them and did cut them off in their wickedness. They did spread a trap. They fell therein. In the net they hid. Their foot was caught. Your hand was ready for all your enemies who said, through their sword they possessed the land. Through their arm they dwelt in the city. You did fill their faces with shame. You did bring their horns down to the ground. You did terrify them in your wrath. You did destroy them in your anger. The earth trembled and shook at the sound of your storm over them. You did not withhold their souls from death. You did bring down their lives to Sheol. You did pursue them in your storm. You did consume them in your whirlwind. You did turn their rain into hail. They fell in deep pits so that they could not rise. Their carcasses were like rubbish cast out in the middle of the streets. They were consumed and destroyed in your anger. You did save your people with your might. Therefore, our hearts rejoice in you. Our souls exult in your Yeshua. Our tongues shall relate your might. We will sing and praise your wondrous works. For you did save us from our enemies. You did deliver us from those who rose up against us. You did destroy them from before us and depress them beneath our feet. Thus shall all your enemies perish, O Yahuwah, and the wicked shall be like chaff driven by the wind, and your beloved shall be like trees planted by the waters. So Yehusha and all Israel with him. So Yehusha and all Israel returned with him to the camp of Gilgal, after having smitten all the kings, so that not a remnant was left of them. And the 5 kings fled alone on foot from battle and hid themselves in a cave. And Yehusha sought for them in the field of battle and did not find them. And it was afterward told to Yehusha, saying, the kings are found, and behold, they are hidden in a cave. And Yehusha said, appoint men to be at the mouth of the cave to guard them, lest they take themselves away. And the children of Israel did so. And Yehusha called to all Israel and said to the officers of battle, place your feet upon the necks of these kings. And Yehusha said, so shall Yahuwah do to all your enemies. And Yehusha commanded afterward that they should slay the kings and cast them into the cave, and to put great stones at the mouth of the cave. And Yehusha went afterward with all the people that were with him on that day to Makkedah, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and he utterly destroyed the souls all belonging to the city. And he did to the king and people thereof as he had done to Jericho. And he passed from there to Livnah, and he fought against it. And Yahuwah delivered it into his hand, and Yehusha smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls thereof, and he did to it, and to the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. And from there he passed on to Lachish, to fight against it. And Horam, king of Gaza, went up to assist the men of Lachish, and Yehusha smote him and his people, until there was none left to him. And Yehusha took Lachish, and all the people thereof, and he did to it as he had done to Livnah. And Yehusha passed from there to Eglon, and he took that also, and he smote it, and all the people thereof with the edge of the sword. And from there he passed to Chevron, and fought against it, and took it, and utterly destroyed it. And he returned from there with all Israel the Devir, and fought against it, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and he destroyed every soul in it. He left none remaining, and he did to it, and the king thereof, as he had done to Jericho. And Yehusha smote all the kings of the Emorium from Kadesh Barnea to Gaza, and he took their country at once, for Yahuwah had fought for Yisrael. And Yehusha, with all Yisrael, came to the camp of Gilgal. When at that time Yavin, king of Chatzor, heard all that Yehusha had done to the kings of the Emorium, Yavin sent to Yovat, king of Midian, and to Lavan, king of Shimron, to Yephal, king of Akshaph, and to all the kings of the Emorium, saying, come quickly to us and help us, that we may smite the children of Israel before they come upon us, and do unto us as they have done to other kings of the Emorium. And all these kings hearkened to the words of Yavin, king of Chatzor, and they went forth with all their camps, 17 kings, and their people were as numerous as the sand on the seashore, together with horses and chariots innumerable. And they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom. And they were met together to fight against Israel. And Yahuwah said to Yehusha, fear them not, for tomorrow about this time I will deliver them up all slain before you. You shall huff their horses and burn their chariots with fire. And Yehusha with all the men of war came suddenly upon them and smote them, and they fell into their hands, for Yahuwah had delivered them into the hands of the children of Israel. So the children of Israel pursued all these kings with their camps and smote them until there was none left of them. And Yehusha did to them as Yahuwah had spoken to him. And Yehusha returned at that time to Chatzor and smote it with the sword and destroyed every soul in it and burned it with fire. And from Chatzor Yehusha passed to Shimron and smote it and utterly destroyed it. From there he passed to Akshaph, and he did to it as he had done to Shimron. From there he passed to Adullam, and he smote all the people in it. And he did to Adullam as he had done to Akshaph and to Shimron. And he passed from them to all the cities of the kings which he had smitten, and he smote all the people that were left of them, and he utterly destroyed them. Only their booty and cattle Israel took to themselves as a prey, but every man smote. They suffered not a soul to live. As Yahuwah had commanded Moshe, so did Yehusha, and all Israel, they failed not in anything. So Yehusha and the children of Israel smote the whole land of Canaan as Yahuwah had commanded them, and they smote all their kings, being 31 kings. And the children of Israel took their whole country, besides the kingdoms of Sihon and Og, which are on the other side of Jordan, of which Moshe had smitten many cities. And Moshe gave them to the Reuvenim and the Gadim, and to half the tribe of Manasseh. And Yehusha smote all the kings that were on this side, Jordan to the west, and gave them for an inheritance to the 9 tribes, and to the half-tribe of Israel. For 5 years did Yehusha carry on the war with these kings, and he gave their cities to Israel, and the land became tranquil from battle throughout the cities of the Amorim and the Canaanite. I'm going to try and get through these last 3 pages real quick. We're on chapter 90. We're almost done. At that time, in the 5th year, after the children of Israel had passed over Jordan, after the children of Israel had rested from their war with the Canaanite, at that time, great and severe battles arose between Edom and the children of Kittim, and the children of Kittim fought against Edom. And Abianus, king of Kittim, went forth in that year, that is in the 31st year of his reign, and a great force with him of the mighty men of the children of Kittim, and he went to Seir to fight against the children of Esau. And Hadad, the king of Edom, heard of his report, and he went forth to meet him with a heavy people and a strong force, and engaged in battle with him in the field of Edom, and the hand of Kittim prevailed over the children of Esau. And the children of Kittim slew of the children of Esau 22,000 men, and all the children of Esau fled from before them. And the children of Kittim pursued them, and they reached Hadad, king of Edom, who was running before them, and they caught him alive and brought him to Abianus, the king of Kittim. And Abianus ordered him to be slain, and Hadad, king of Edom, died in the 48th year of his reign. And the children of Kittim continued the pursuit of Edom, and they smote them with a great slaughter, and Edom became subject to the children of Kittim. And the children of Kittim ruled over Edom, and Edom became under the hand of the children of Kittim, and became one kingdom from that day. And from that day they could do no more. And from that time they could no more lift up their heads, and their kingdom became one with the children of Kittim. And Abianus placed officers in Edom, and all the children of Edom became subject and tributary to Abianus, and Abianus turned back to his own land, Kittim. When he had returned and renewed his government, and built for himself a spacious and fortified palace for a royal residence, and reigned securely over the children of Kittim and over Edom. In those days, after the children of Israel had driven away all the Canaanite and the Amorim, Yehusha was old and advanced in years, and Yahuwah said to Yehusha, "You are old, advanced in life, and a great part of the land remains to be possessed. Now, therefore, divide this land for an inheritance to the 9 tribes. And to the half-tribe of Manasseh." And Yehusha rose up and did as Yahuwah had spoken to him. And he divided the whole land to the tribes of Israel as an inheritance according to their divisions. But to the tribe of Levi he gave no inheritance. The offerings of Yahuwah are their inheritance, as Yahuwah had spoken of them by the hand of Moshe. And Yehusha gave Mount Chevron to Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, one portion above his brethren, as Yahuwah had spoken through Moshe. Therefore Chevron became an inheritance to Caleb and his children unto this day. And Yehusha divided the whole land by lots to all Israel for an inheritance, as Yahuwah had commanded him, and the children of Israel gave cities to the Leviim from their own inheritance, and suburbs for their cattle and property, as Yahuwah had commanded Moshe. So did the children of Israel, and they divided the land by lot, whether great or small. And they went to inherit the land according to their boundaries. And the children of Israel gave to Yehusha the son of Nun an inheritance among them. By the word of Yahuwah did they give to him the city which he required, Timnath Sarak, in Mount Ephraim. And he built the city and dwelt therein. These are the inheritances which Eleazar the priest and Yehusha the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribes portioned out to the children of Israel by lot in Shiloh before Yahuwah at the door of the tabernacle, and they left off dividing the land. And Yahuwah gave the land to Israel, and they possessed it as Yahuwah had spoken to them, and as Yahuwah had sworn to their ancestors. And Yahuwah gave to Israel rest from their enemies, from all their enemies around them, and no man stood up against them. And Yahuwah delivered all their enemies into their hands, and not one thing failed of all the good which Yahuwah had spoken to the children of Israel. Yea, Yahuwah performed everything. And Yehusha called to all the children of Israel, and he blessed them and commanded them to serve Yahuwah, and he afterwards sent them away. And they went each man to his city, and each man to his inheritance. And the children of Israel served Yahuwah all the days of Yehusha, and Yahuwah gave them rest from all around them, and they dwelt securely in their cities. And it came to pass in those days that Abianus, king of Kittim, died in the 38th year of his reign, that is, the 7th year of his reign over Edom, and they buried him in his place which he had built for himself. And Latinus reigned in his stead 50 years. And during his reign he brought forth an army, and he went and fought against the inhabitants of Britannia and Kernania, the children of Elisha, son of Yevan, and he prevailed over them and made them tributary. He then heard that Edom had revolted from under the hand of Kittim, and Latinus went to them and smote them, and subdued them, and placed them under the hand of the children of Kittim, and Edom became one kingdom with the children of Kittim all the days. And for many years there was no king in Edom, and their government was with the children of Kittim and their king. And it was in the 26th year, after the children of Israel had passed the Yarden, that is the 66th year after the children of Israel had departed from Mitzrayim, that Yehusha was old, advanced in years, being 108 years old in those days. And Yehusha called to all Israel, to their elders, their judges and officers, after Yahuwah had given to all Israel rest from all their enemies around about. And Yehusha said to the elders of Israel and to their judges, Behold, I am old, advanced in years, and you have seen what Yahuwah has done to all the nations whom he has driven away from before you. For it is Yahuwah who has fought for you. Now therefore strengthen yourselves to guard and to do all the words of the Torah of Moshe, not to deviate from it to the right or to the left, and not to come amongst those nations who are left in the land. Neither shall you make mention of the name of their Elohim, but you shall cleave to Yahuwah Elohika, as you have done to this day. And Yehusha greatly exhorted the children of Israel to serve Yahuwah all their days. And all Israel said, we will serve Yahuwah Eloheinu all our days, we and our children's children, and our seed forever. And Yehusha made a covenant with the people on that day, and he sent away the children of Israel, and they went each man to his inheritance and to his city. And it was in those days when the children of Israel were dwelling securely in their cities that they buried the coffins of the tribes of their ancestors, which they had brought up from Mitzrayim, each man in the inheritance of his children. The 12 sons of Yaakov did the children of Israel bury, each man in the possession of his children. And these are the names of the cities wherein they buried the 12 sons of Yaakov, whom the children of Israel had brought up from Mitzrayim. And they buried Reuben and Gad on this side Yarden, in Romia, which Moshe had given to their children. And Shimon and Levi they buried in the city Mauda, which he had given to the children of Shimon, and the suburb of the city was for the children of Levi. And Yehuda they buried in the city of Binyamin, opposite Beit Lechem. And the bones of Issachar and Zebulun they buried in Sidon, in the portion which fell to their children. And Dan was buried in the city of his children in Eshtael. And Naphtali and Asher they buried in Kadesh Naphtali, each man in his place, which he had given to his children. And the bones of Joseph they buried in Shechem, in the part of the field which Jacob had purchased from Shamor, and which became to Joseph for an inheritance. And they buried Binyamin and Yerushalim opposite Yevusi, which was given to the children of Binyamin which was given to the children of Binyamin, and the children of Israel buried their fathers, each man in the city of his children. And at the end of 2 years, Yehusha, the son of Nun, died, 110 years old, and the time which Yehusha judged Israel was 28 years, and Israel served Yahuwah all the days of his life. And the other affairs of Yehusha, and his battles, and his reproofs, with which he reproved Israel, and all which he had commanded them, and the names of the cities which the children of Israel possessed in his days, behold, they are written in the Sefer of the words of Yehusha to the children of Israel, and in the Sefer of the wars of Yahuwah, which Moshe and Yehusha and the children of Israel had written. And the children of Israel buried Yehusha in the border of his inheritance in Timnath Serach, which was given to him in Mount Ephraim. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, died in those days, and they buried him in a hill belonging to Pinchak, his son, which was given him in Mount Ephraim. We only have this one page to go. Let's try and get this done. The video is getting close to about an hour. Well, in chapter 91, at that time, after the death of Yehusha, the children of the Canaanim were still in the land, and Israel resolved to drive them out. And the children of Israel asked of Yahuwah, saying, who shall first go up for us to the Canaanim to fight against them? And Yahuwah said, Yehuda shall go up. And the children of Yahuwah said to Shimon, go up with us into our lot, and we will fight against the Canaanim, and we likewise will go up with you in your lot. So the children of Shimon went with the children of Yehuda, and the children of Yehuda went up and fought against the Canaanim. So Yahuwah delivered the Canaanim into the hands of the children of Yahuwah, and they smote them in Bezek, 10,000 men. And they fought with Adoni Bezek in Bezek, and he fled from before them, and they pursued him and caught him, and they took hold of him and cut off his thumbs and great toes. And Adoni Bezek said, 70 kings have their thumbs and great toes cut off, gathered their meat under my table, as I have done. So Elohim has requited me. And they brought him to Jerusalem, and he died there. And the children of Shimon went with the children of Yehuda, and they smote the Canaanite with the edge of the sword, and Yahuwah was with the children of Yehuda, and they possessed the mountain. And the children of Joseph went up to Beatel, the same as Luz, and Yahuwah was with them, and the children of Joseph spied out Beatel. And the watchmen saw a man going forth from the city, and they caught him and said unto him, Show us now the entrance of the city, and we will show kindness to you. And that man showed them the entrance to the city. And the children of Joseph came and smote the city with the edge of the sword, and the man with his family they sent away. And he went to Shittim, and he built a city, and he called the name thereof Luz. So all Israel dwelt in their cities, and the children of Israel dwelt in their cities, and the children of Israel served Yahuwah all the days of Yehusha, and all the days of the elders, who had lengthened their days after Yehusha, and saw the great work of Yahuwah which he had performed for Israel. And the elders judged Israel after the death of Yehusha for 17 years. And all the elders also fought the battles of Israel against the Canaanite. And Yahuwah drove the Canaanite from before the children of Israel in order to place Israel in their land. And he accomplished all the words which he had spoken to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and the oath which he had sworn to give to them and to their children, the land of the Canaanite. And Yahuwah gave to the children of Israel the whole land of Canaan, as he had sworn to their ancestors, and Yahuwah gave them rest from those around him. And the children of Israel dwelt securely in their cities. Blessed be Yahuwah forever. Amen and Amen. Strengthen yourselves, and let the hearts of all you that trust in Yahuwah be of good courage. Now, we've done something that most people have not done. We read the entire book of Jasher, word for word. Father, bless all of us. Father, we want you to know that we came here together to do this with you, to glorify you. It is a small token to let you know we're thinking of you. We love you. Yahuwah, we love you. We pray to you in Yehusha's name, your Savior. Take care of us, heal us, guide us, keep us on the straight and narrow. Forgive us of our sins. We love you with all our hearts, face down forever in front of your throne. Amen. This is Yehusha's Glory. See you next time.